How we doing then about this deal?
Yeah, a couple of things I wanted to bend your ear with, to be fair.
Yeah.
Um, First thing is that deal, and then the
Yeah.
second thing is hopefully we should be completing at some point this month. It should
hmm
be on the gaff that we've got in excuse me, in Liverpool, not Liverpool, sorry. Liverpool one probably this month as well.
Yeah.
Hull, yeah, that's it, Hull.
Oh,
The one in Hull.
brilliant.
So I want to show you that actually, just to have an idea of what you think is the best
Yeah.
way to tackle. There's no massive rush with it, but just
Yeah.
just so you can see it and you can give your opinion.
Yeah. I'll have a look.
Um, but yeah, if we start with this deal,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's 1900, yeah,
That's what the landlord you got him down to, or it's up for two
yeah,
grand, isn't
yeah.
it?
So he wanted 2 grand. I managed to get basically 100 quid off him. He weren't
Yeah.
really going to budge on that.
Fair enough.
In in that particular area,
Yeah.
it's there or thereabouts. It's anything between like I think it's 17, 18 up to like two and a half. Like it's quite
Right.
broad
Yeah. Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
So this is why I want to pull the trigger, right?
Go
And
on.
I'll be honest with you, and this is one of the main reasons. And I know I touched on it with you, and you wasn't over the moon with it. But I can only go on my experience of what I've had beforehand,
hmm
and also more importantly, the get out.
Yeah. Okay.
So I mentioned the council route, yeah.
Yeah.
So I spoke with them, and basically they said they'll give, basically just call it £100 a night, yeah.
hmm
With £100 a night, you can basically pretty much get 100% occupancy, yeah. And then once they're in,
Yeah.
because of how many they need, like for example, the conversation I'm having, he said we've got 135 families in B&Bs at the moment. That's
Right.
how much of a shortage there is of actual
Yeah.
places to
Makes that
be.
makes sense.
So I said, look, what options have you just got available to you? And then he mentioned, you must have heard about the incentive scheme and stuff like that.
I've heard bits and bobs, but fill me in on what he said.
Okay, so an incentive scheme is basically they pay you like a down payment
Yeah.
to house somebody on an AST.
Right.
So my flat, which I've had for years, that's
Yeah.
what I did originally. So what they did,
Okay.
they paid me 5 grand up front,
Yeah.
and they pay the LHA rate. Yeah, so
Right.
slightly less, but
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
you get the money at the front end.
Okay.
So I did that, and basically what you have is like an open house,
Yeah.
and then they give you about 10 different people to come, and then you choose.
Oh, you
So
get
I
to
end up
choose.
that tenant's still there now.
Okay.
She's
Cool.
still there now up to, and this was nearly 7 years ago. Right,
Okay.
she's
Cool.
good to old in regards to the tenant.
Okay.
Um, so I was basically at the time firing questions at loads of different people that come through.
Yeah.
Some people who walk through. Again, I don't mean to sound bad, but it's just
No,
straight
but
no.
yeah, of course, and that's fair enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I put it down to her, and mother, she's been honestly absolutely golden ever
Yeah.
since. I never
Okay.
really hear from her,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But what the problem was, she was an AST. So when it come time as I wanted to get her out, it become headache.
Because she's on an AST.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
And all it was, and even not even her, she's like, listen, whereas I'm cool to come out, but
Yeah.
the council pay,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
telling me to stay
Stay.
here until the bailiff
Yeah.
come.
Yeah. Of
So
course.
what can I do?
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm like, look, I get it. I understand. I'm not telling you to go out on the road.
Rock on a hard place, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so I explained to them, sorry, mate. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, mate. Yeah.
Okay. So I explained that to him. I said, look, the problem is I don't want to put somebody in somewhere
Mm-hmm.
and not have a get out my terms.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, okay, fair enough. And they said the only other option that we've got is emergency accommodation. So I said, all right, explain it to me. And said
Yeah.
basically
Yeah.
it's nightly rate. So they'll pay you a nightly rate for somebody to be in there. So I said, okay,
Okay.
so what happens if I don't like this person or that person does something or whatever it may be? They
Yeah.
said, just out of courtessy, give us 48 hours to put them somewhere else. But
Yeah.
legally, you can kick them out the next day. I said, okay, so what actually happens if I want to kick them out? She went, if they don't go, you call the police and police come and take them out.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
they don't have any rights. So I think please correct me if I'm wrong. It's the same as having a tenant in
Guest.
an Airbnb.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's no
basically.
contract.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then, yeah, you still have rights, and yeah, they're basically squatting.
So if they're going to give 100% occupancy, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but then you also have the option to feel we need to get rid of them for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I'm not trying to shortcut it here, but isn't that like the
Pretty
most
good.
simplest thing in the world to do?
Yeah,
Yeah,
now you've given me more context to it because when you just messaged me on WhatsApp, I didn't get all of that information from you, right? So now you've explained it in that way. It does sound a little bit more appealing. I'm not gonna lie. It does sound a bit more like, okay, it's pretty much what we were going to be doing anyway,
but they're doing it for you,
but they're
so
doing
to
it
speak.
for you. I can't really see what could go wrong other than like £100 a night. Is that for the whole place? I presume.
Yeah, so it basically, and the thing is, I looked at this before. I've looked
Mm,
at this before. Different
mm.
councils are like you have to jump through hoops to
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
get to take your property and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
The area which I'm talking about is not, nah, it's not as simple as can we
Yeah.
come and view the property? They sent me
Yes,
a checklist of what things that need to be done, which is just standard
the
stuff, if I'm honest.
basics. Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
And then yeah, and then they basically contact you and just fling someone in as super and as quick as that.
Okay, so if it was 30 nights at 100 quid, 3 grand,
Yep.
there's
Oh,
still
and you don't pay council tax as well, by
you
the
don't
way.
pay council tax.
So what happens is whenever that tenant goes in, you have to pay everything else, but
Yeah,
then when they go in,
yeah.
they pay the council tax.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's another perk to it.
Exactly. That's
So,
what, two, 350.
yeah, so bills are going to be 250, 300 quid then,
Yeah.
and you got to pay him 19.
Yep.
Let's say worst case you pay 300 on bills. That's two. That's a quick £800, isn't it? If it's 100%.
No, no, no. He's saying to me, and and I've had two conversations with them. There's two separate different people I've spoken to, and then what they've said is we try to get as much from a council. We have to get it as cheap as we can find places.
Yeah.
So he said, I'll be honest with you, at £100, I can give you basically 100% occupancy.
Okay. So it's pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah.
You want to charge
If
more?
you want to charge more, you can charge more.
Might not be
If
100%.
there you go. So then it's kind of chicken and the egg situation, isn't it? But
70% at 70% at 150, which is the
correct.
same thing you'd be doing on booking.com and
There
Airbnb
you
anyway.
go. There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because what they try to do is what he said is if they had to put somebody in and just say 1 with 50,
Yeah.
they would actively be looking to find somewhere cheaper for that person to go into
Right.
because it's the higher end of where they want to be paying. Do you
And
get
they
what I
want to
mean?
try and save as much money as possible.
Correct. Because that's
Yeah.
their job basically. As much as it is to find places, it's
Yeah.
to be the cost
Still a
effective
budget. Yeah.
way.
Everyone's got a budget, ain't they?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Okay, so that makes a lot more sense now. It sounds a lot more appealing. My only thing is just the first one. I just like there to be at least more than one option for you to make money, right? I don't want to
Yeah.
just you to be
Yeah.
backed into a corner. But now you kind of have two, potentially even three, but definitely two
Yeah.
in a sense of the council option. But if it wasn't working out, you could just put it on one for 150, 200 a night as an
Yeah.
Airbnb anyway to the open
Yeah.
market.
Yeah, correct. Based on what we saw. Remember, obviously I showed you because it's round the corner from the same place. Don't get me wrong, this property is not as high spec as the one that I went to see the other day.
Yeah.
But the one the other day, mate, is nearly double the price.
Yeah. And that's going to be because it's in a nicer condition, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's
And
top end. The
yeah.
one I went to see, the first one is top end. Like it's
Yeah, yeah, but
nah, yeah, you wouldn't be doing
we
that.
don't want to pay top end for the first one.
For sure, for sure,
We
for
want to
sure.
we want to master it first and get. If you've got loads of leads coming in and groups messaging you asking for somewhere, then maybe you could look at getting somewhere else top like higher spec. But I think it'd be a good starting point for you to come in at this one, just below the 2 grand mark in the area. Seems pretty fair.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have to do too much to it to improve it. Looks decent enough to me in the video you sent me.
Yep.
There's 3 rooms upstairs and a bathroom, isn't there?
Correct. Yeah. So what I was saying with the downstairs bit is, and that's like it's simple enough. So what it used to
Yeah,
be 2 rooms, and they've obviously taken out the wall to make it
yeah.
bigger.
I see.
But then I get your point of saying if you was to do it that way, you still got that amount of people with one bathroom in there.
Yeah, yeah. Which it could work if they were already together. Like we've had
Yeah.
houses before where they're already working together and they don't mind sharing the bathroom. That's fine. But if you were to go down the option of like individuals, then it could become a little bit like okay, one between four is a bit of a push. One between three can work. You know, if you had three people upstairs and if you were charging them, I don't know, grand each, something like that, 950, something like that, then they could share a bathroom. It's not the end of the world.
But
But I
then the
think
maths again, if you go to, sorry to interrupt, but if
no,
you
go
go
on.
back to, you've got a thousand, if you've got three people out in there playing a thousand
Squeeze.
pound each, that's, yeah, but then what we're saying is based on the council, they're going to give you basically the best part of that just for one point of contact, one
Yeah,
situation. Do you get on?
yeah, and you're probably going to make 650 rather than the 800 because obviously you're going to pay council tax as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, I think it's a lot more. You convinced me a lot more now. Now I've got some context. I'm thinking, okay, that can work. And
No, listen, at the end
when
of
you
the,
spoke to
listen,
him,
the me and Tash have been thinking about is I don't mind taking gambles, but it needs
yeah,
to be an educated gamble.
yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
for
And as
sure.
far as I'm concerned, in regards to this
Yeah,
sounds like an educated gamble for myself.
yeah. I would agree with you. I think it is an educated gamble. Now that you've given me more context, I think it's educated gamble for sure. And even some of the data that you sent me with the other Airbnbs and Booking.com that you showed me, similar houses, their calendars look pretty good. You know, they
Yeah,
were
yeah,
booked.
yeah.
And if there's that many people waiting and they're paying other hosts, Airbnb providers to accommodate people that are looking for accommodation, then that's a good sign. That means there's more demand than supply. So
Yeah,
if you then create a product, then you're obviously going to get paid well for doing that. You know.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So
Okay,
I
cool. All
think it's
right.
decent, mate. I think yeah, I think you could go for it.
Cool, perfect. And you see, in regards to the, so when I had a look on the, what we calling it?
Modules,
Yeah,
yeah,
modules. Yeah. So the one I've done is the latest, literally, and it says company let's, yeah?
yeah, 2025, that one. It should say that. You can show me.
Yeah, yeah, that's what, yeah, correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A question I was going, oh, he gone. The question I was going to ask you on that is,
Yeah,
it didn't have an end date in regards to the tenancy. Is there a
yeah.
reason for that, or just input
Just
it?
left it open because it's down to however long you
Okay.
agree. You know.
Also, it put, I think it was one of the clauses was subletting,
Yeah,
and it said something along the lines of a minimum of a week.
yeah. That was just because that particular landlord that I was
Right.
negotiating with, he was quite skeptical of like who's going to be coming in. So I sort of said
Right, right,
we'll
right,
put
right.
it in the contract that we will have people stay for at least a week, just so that there's not a high
Okay.
turnaround. That was just something that we put in there to comfort him, basically. But
Okay, so I can take that out.
you can take that out, bro. Yeah, by all means. Yeah, that's just
Okay,
something we
cool.
had to do to get it over the line with him. You know.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Was there anything else on there, babe, that we looked at? It was just them two boys. Yeah, I think it was just. You see where it said deposit? I haven't had a conversation with him about the deposit or anything, right? We haven't
Yeah, yeah,
spoke about that.
yeah,
On the actual contract, should I
yeah.
just edit out the deposit bit and just put rent, or should I leave it in there because it says a deposit of zero, or should I just edit that out completely?
It depends. You don't want to pay a deposit, really, do you? If you can get
Exactly.
away
That's
with it.
why I don't want to bring to his attention.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly. If he
I
says
mean,
his deposit of zero, he's gonna say, "Where's like what's
yeah,
going on with the deposit?"
yeah. I mean, if he hasn't mentioned it, then by all means take it out. And if he does mention it, then you can put it back in. Do you know what I mean? It's all up for negotiation, but you just put it to him in a sense where you're guaranteeing the rent for a long term, maybe start with 12 months and go from there.
Yep, yep.
So you don't really need to pay a deposit because you're the one taking the risk, so to speak. He's
Yeah,
just going
yeah,
to
yeah,
sit
yeah,
back
yeah.
and get his guaranteed rent
Yeah,
every
yeah.
month. So we don't pay deposits normally. That's just how we work, you know. But if he does turn around and say, well, I really want one, then you could suggest maybe paying him 2 weeks like we did
Yeah,
rather
yeah,
than a
yeah,
whole
yeah.
month.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just negotiate with him.
Yeah.
Listen, I've got an inkling that I think it'll be cool, but who knows, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be the end of the world if you've got to pay an extra grand. You know, you're going to
Yeah, you're
make
gonna
it
get it
back.
back at a point on you.
If you're getting 800 a month, it's not too sad, is it? You know, a few months time, you're going to be pretty much back where you want to be. So
Yeah, 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 yeah. I get it. Cool.